What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in to another update. I'm just going to give you guys my outlook on this market. I'm going to go over the SEC briefing really briefly. And then I wanted to kind of give you guys an insight on how I plan to navigate this market in the upcoming days and weeks. So I guess we'll start off. We'll look at the market cap. We're at 365. That is a dramatic increase from yesterday, and you're seeing that reflected in these 24-hour changes. And we're really seeing some massive comebacks here. Icon is one of them. I mean, we're seeing some in the 40s and 50%. So that's pretty crazy. So, good news, that's a good sign. And I think the biggest reason that this is a good sign is this down here, is this volume that you're seeing in a very bullish manner, and something that is kind of approaching right now is something that I'm keeping my eye on. And these are the moving averages. So this blue line is my fast moving average. So a 20 period moving average. And then this is a 50 period moving average. And so when the fast moving average crosses over the slow moving average, going in the upward direction, right? That's a bullish signal, and you have to be careful not to get faked out. Like this was sort of a fake out, and you could obviously tell. I mean, the blue is crossing in the negative direction over the red, and that's when we saw this downtick. And if you were watching this chart, when you started to get the inclination that this was going to happen, you could have cut your losses quite a bit sooner than a lot of people did down here. And the same idea happens in the upward direction. And the problem is you can get faked out. So in this region here, there was almost no volume. And so that is a big indicator of what is actually going on in the market. So we have a big uptick in volume, and right now the volume has slowed down quite a bit. So this sort of scares me a little bit. This could be a fake out again, and we could cross over into the 7,800 range, and we could hover in there, and hopefully we do find some support, and that would be ideal, and we can kind of slowly move our way up. If we do bounce through this, and these moving averages do cross in a bullish manner, and we just start taking off again, I'll be worried. I think slow and steady at this point is the way to go, because if you look at the past, and I understand a lot of people are like, oh, the past doesn't mean that's what's going to happen in the future. And I understand that, but there has been times in Bitcoin's history where we enter a bearish market, and that is similar to all financial markets. And so if we get a big bump up here to the $12,000 range, or the $15,000 range, like some people are calling, I will definitely be taking profits on the way up, because I just don't see that as very sustainable, just how I didn't think this was very sustainable up in this direction here. So, it's great to be on the bull run and on the bull train while we're there, but we do have to remember that we're in this to make a profit as well. So definitely be very careful, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I mean, if you see a huge uptick in volume, and it continues, I mean, you're seeing this moving, the volume average here is definitely on the downtrend over the past few candles. So just be careful. We're approaching this bullish upward trend. So, I mean, we've obviously been in an upward trend for the past 6 to 12 hours. So, that's just something I wanted to talk about. But how am I going to navigate this market is I'm going to be following the volume very carefully. I'm definitely going to be looking to enter certain positions. I kind of want to see how it plays out. And I'm kind of on the sidelines in fiat, because I don't know for sure if this is the bottom. And anybody who tells you that this is for sure the bottom doesn't know. And I don't know for sure that we're not going to break out to 12K. So to me, my decision is to ladder in to Bitcoin when I see fit, And especially if we can break through the $8,000 range in here, the $8,100, $8,200 range, then I'll definitely be buying up in this region. And depending on the volume and how things play out in here, I may be purchasing some more in this region too. And that brings me to my next topic is I will be using this Bitcoin in this market until I see a definitive bull run come back, which I don't necessarily think we're going to have a bull run like we did back here for some time. I think this is going to take time. We're going to have to consolidate and we're going to have to gain some momentum again. So what I'm going to be doing with the Bitcoin is I'm going to be using it in Profit Trailer. And I'm going to be messing around with my settings quite a bit because this is, especially if Bitcoin can find a zone where it can just stay steady. And even if it's fluctuating by a couple $1,000s on a given week, that there is massive profit to be made in this zone. And I'll explain. So I have VeChain pulled up here, and this is still a 1 hour chart, but I mean, you're looking at some really gnarly candles in this range. And we're seeing this with everything, but this was a 16% gain. Even these small ones, like say, I mean, this one, we'll just use this one as an example, is a 5% gain. And I mean, yeah, of course, this was that dip that we had into last night. And then into this morning, we have this bull run, and we're seeing that, like on VeChain, this already crossed, and we're still seeing decent volume. And we actually dropped off here towards the last couple candles. So this is just really interesting. And so I'm not necessarily going to be dumping all my Bitcoin into Profit Trailer, into that just yet, because if there is another bottom on Bitcoin, then that would be a terrible idea, because then you're going to end up, all these altcoins will end up bleeding again, and then you're going to be sitting on bags again. I'm already sitting on enough bags. So my thought process here is to kind of wait until we see some sort of stability, and we're probably not going to see a ton of stability. We're going to see this thing fluctuate for a few weeks. Hopefully upwards more so than downwards. But if we can stay above this bottom for the next week or so, then I will definitely be heavily into Profit Trailer and doing Profit Trailer videos and settings updates and everything, because I think all the money that everybody lost in this crash, there's so much money to be made in just these tiny little altcoins, right? Like, I mean, obviously, VeChain and Cardano are both big cryptocurrencies, but this is crazy. This is exactly what Profit Trailer is designed to do. It's designed to run and profit in more or less a boring or a minor bull market. And although we might have entered a bear market, if we can find some stability somewhere, and I don't know when that's going to come, that could take a while, but if we do find it and I feel that we found some sort of stability, then I'm really excited, because there's a lot of money to be made in these swings. And if you look at the market cap, we're still sitting at 365 billion. This is a tiny, tiny market. So there's inherently more volatility with less volume. And that's exciting to me. So I'm excited for the upcoming weeks and months in crypto. And then we're going to see another bull run. And when that does start to happen, I'm sort of projecting this bull run to look minuscule compared to the one that we will be on in the future. And I don't know when that's going to come. But anyway, so last thing I want to touch on, I don't even remember if I talked about it or not, but the SEC meeting today, the SEC and the CFTC had a live meeting this morning. And to be honest, it was extremely bullish. And it was all pretty good news. And there was one guy who was talking about how by 2020, this wasn't necessarily like a projection on the market cap, but he said it and nobody really questioned him on it. And he said that by 2020, they could see a $20 trillion market cap for crypto. And if that's the case, 20 trillion, that is a shitload more market cap than we have right now. And with that would come quite a bit of increase in all of these major coins that we've been talking about on the channel that have solid fundamentals and real reasons why their coin value should rise and appreciate in value over time. So this is the time to go long on cryptos, and maybe not this is the time like today, but in the future, in the very near future, we will see a bottom and we will get out of this. This could be the bottom, and we could already be sort of on a nice trend upward, and we just don't know yet. It's difficult to tell, and it could be a very, very small trend line. It could just be very gradual, and I think that would be healthy. So I'm excited. I think we're in for a good ride. We definitely came out of something here. I mean, this wasn't that fun. And now that everybody's been a part of this, you know, now we sort of have an idea of what it feels like and how it's going to be the next time. And we can kind of adjust our strategy, on the next bull run. So with that, leave me a like on the video, comment below with your guys' thoughts. You know, do you guys think this is the bottom? Are we bottomed out? Is it time for us to kind of slowly regain our momentum and then start a new market cycle? I'd like to get your thoughts. So with that, I'll catch you guys in the next video.